Okay. Hello and welcome to the BSL Season 13 Gosuleague. Today we have the third place match and the finals here for you. And my name is MasterReY, and with me here, as you can see, is the wonderful ViR from Clan Revolution. Welcome.
Hello, hello. And we also have with us Snipe.
Hey, happy to be here. Excited for these matchups tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun games, and I hope the chat's excited too.
Yeah, we're going to start the first game that you see behind us there. It's going to be Maars versus SquaLL for the third place match, and that's going to be best of 3 actually.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. These two actually did play in a previous round in the Gosuleague in one of the groups. It went 2-1 for SquaLL. Obviously, they both made it out of their groups because they're both here. So can Maars get that revenge? Maybe go 2-1 against SquaLL here, or will SquaLL show his dominance and go 2-1 against Maars once again, or even win 2-0? Who knows? But I'm looking forward to this match.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. So, and I think both of the games going to be very hard to tell in beforehand who's going to win. But CadenZie did a great job in CVC in the semifinals, so maybe she's a bit of a favorite.
Yeah, CadenZie had some DVZ in the semifinals, but we also have to mention that Maars had a TVZ in the semifinals, which is also the same matchup that he will have here in the third place match against SquaLL. So most players we see here, at least CadenZie and Maars, have played their matchup in the last round as well. They have some good practice, but I'm sure every player here has plenty of practice in every matchup, and we'll see some awesome games here in this final stream of the Gosuleague.
Yeah, I really hope that we're going to have a fun night.
Okay, so I'm not sure, is the third place match live today?
Yeah.
Okay.
So both games are live today. We're going to start with the best of 3 to the third match because they didn't have a bunch of time. So we're hoping that it's going to be nice and dandy for them. And then we're going to have a best of 7 in the finals. So it can actually be that if CVT can be a quite long matchup, so maybe it could be a longer third place match than the final because of that, because CVCs can sometimes be very, very fast. It really depends on the styles they play, but sometimes CVCs are very, very fast, and it just decided with the link count.
Yeah, very true. I'm actually curious to see if this plays into their strategies now that you mentioned that, you know, Maars and SquaLL not having a lot of time. Are they going to opt for maybe more aggressive strategies, try and end that game early so they don't go into those long games if they're playing here with limited time? And as far as the ZVZ goes, like we mentioned before, of course, CadenZie has a lot of practice in ZVZ leading up. If you didn't miss the semifinals, you kind of want to go back and check that out because those ZVZ she had against SquaLL were crazy, especially I think it was game 2 was just insane. We couldn't tell who was going to win that one till the end. So I'm really looking forward to these matchups and what the players bring.
Yeah, and here we have the players Maars and SquaLL, and they are very even here in the last season. If you look at the ladder stats, they are very similar in both MMR and in how many games they won and so on. So I really think this could go either way. And I was a little bit shocked, I must say, Maars versus KameZerg in the semifinals, because Maars had played so freakishly well beforehand. So I really thought that he could actually put up more of a fight against Kame, but actually Kame was very winning quite comfortably, I might say.
Yeah, it felt the same to me as well. But KameZerg was very interesting. Like in the quarterfinals, he had the Protoss opponent, and it was actually pretty close. He won that barely 3-2. Then in the semifinals, he faced a Terran, and he won, yeah, pretty nicely, as you say. Yeah. And now in the finals, we'll see him in the third matchup in the ZVZ. So we have yet to see if it's closer to the ZVP or closer to the ZVT.
But I must
very
say
interesting.
That if we look at Kame's round of 16, he played first he played Zoom and won 2-0. Then he played Sirix and won 2-0. So his CVCs have really been on point for all of the season here, Kame. So yeah, let's see what he can do in the finals. It was very impressive when he went out from Group C in first place, winning those 2 CVCs, not losing a single match there.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was very close to lose in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but then again, CadenZie, she had 2 very strong ZVZs herself in the quarter and the semifinals. So
true,
we really can't tell who's gonna win today. They are both super strong players, and it will be awesome. But before we start to watch that, we will have the third place match, of course, Maars versus SquaLL. And you can see it on the screen here. The first map will be Good Night for those 2 players.
Yeah, and you can actually see that Terran has versus Zerg here. It's only been like 12 games here, but we can see that Terran has a little bit of an advantage on that game here. But I think a lot of Zergs really like Good Night, so I'm not really sure that will come in hand. And I saw SquaLL play on that versus Toast.
Setting up the games needs a little bit of time, but now it looks like we are ready, so let's go in.
Okay, we have in the top right position, we have the Zerg player SquaLL playing for Ash.
All right, and in the bottom right, we have Maars repping that NAS tag, our Terran player.
Yeah, now let's see, we have turn rate 16 with high latency, so it's not horrible, but it's not the best. So let's see if he wants to go for 2-hatch Mura play, or if he wants to go for a 3-hatch or something like that. Sometimes when it's a bit laggy, the Zergs doesn't like to go for the very micro-oriented play. They like to go for more of a macro style. So let's see what he will do. We see an additional drone anyway, so it's not going to be the 11 pool. So we'll see the 12 pool coming, maybe.
Yeah, and on Mars's side, very interesting. He's going to wall off here. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure we have not seen it in the semifinals, and I'm not sure if we have seen it in the previous rounds, but this means he will get a very fast expansion up without making a lot of Marines, and we could actually see a mech transition afterwards. That's very common after walling in.
Yeah, and sometimes we see very, very fast the style, where you go +1 very fast, because you don't need that many Marines and you don't need a bunker. You can actually go for engineering bay and then academy before second barracks.
Yeah, both players playing this a little bit maybe on the greedier side, but of course they're going to be able to get away with it. You know, the later pool, of course, on SquaLL's side, and Maars getting that expansion up with probably less Marines. Overlord is going to fly in here and check that out now. We'll see that there is a wall here and know, okay, he's getting his expansion up and have to realize, okay, this could be mech. He doesn't really know what's behind here just yet, but he is seeing the continued production of Marines. So this may tell him that he wants to stay on at least somewhat more bioplay.
Yeah, and there we see the engineering bay that I talked about. So he's going into a very fast +1, and we've seen that more and more in the Korean style of play, where you want to go for the +1 instead of the double barracks versus a 2-hatch muta. So let's see what the follow-up will be here. Okay, this is an indoor 3-hatch. So this is when you see the extra drone pole there, often they go for just an indoor hatchery.
Yeah, let's see. The hatchery is pretty interesting, but the SCV of Maars has scouted everything. It's still in the base, and it would be very important for a Terran player to stay until the lair is done, and that exactly happens here in this moment. So now he knows the exact timing when the lair was finished, so he can calculate when the mutas can arrive at his base, because obviously players of this level know the timings, how long his buyer needs, how long the mutalist needs, and how long they need to travel across the map.
Yeah, I think they will hit around 6:20 or something. They are a bit later than the fastest, so I think 6:20 is the timing here.
All right, well, we'll see. I'm sure Maars will have that timed out pretty well and be able to get his turrets up just in time. We got a nice little view here now, going on just of that first-person view here of Maars, just seeing what he's doing, putting down some extra barracks. I imagine we will only see up to 4 max here, since he did go for that fast eBay. You don't really want to go as heavy as 5 racks here against a 2.5 hatch build like this. But Maars still keeping that SCV alive, does see that Spire timing as well, see the Spire at the natural, so he's going to be feeling very comfortable, very confident in his position at the moment.
I'm very impressed of his micro with the SCV, actually keeping it alive, and it's still on 25 health. He's really kept that alive for a long time, and as a Zerg you really want to kick that out as fast as possible, and this will actually hit a bit faster than I thought. So, but you can see how well timed the turrets are.
Yes, very nice timing. Of course, if you have all the scouting information with your SCV, you should have your turrets up in time, and that's the case here with Maars. And I remember last time we had a similar game.
Oh, did he see the drone? Oh, I don't think he saw the drone.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it. Okay, that's a
been...
nice delay. But of course you will expect the survey, so he will probably scan for it or send out another SCV very soon. But now it's time to defend the mutas.
Yeah, let's see what the mutas can get done here. Flying into that mineral line. Are going to pick off a couple of SCVs here, but he's going to have to be careful. There's turrets above him and the Marines are coming down here. Don't think he's going to want to stay too long. He is going to get out, takes a bit of damage on some of those mutas. I don't know if he lost any there, but not too bad of harass, but also very nice defense there from Maars. Right on top of his build here, and now that third hatch has gone down for SquaLL, as we can see in the top left corner, and Maars looks like he's perfectly fine, maybe going to be able to push out here in a minute once he's got his bio group together.
+1 ready for Maars. Yeah, the +1 is ready, so it's a stronger army than what you used to. So, and there is only 7 mutas, so this could be actually quite a hard attack.
Yeah, and that's why we see SquaLL putting down the Sunkens here. He needs some additional defense. His lurker upgrade will not be ready in time. We see the first Hydralisk spawning, but I don't think it's quite ready yet. So he needs to invest into some Sunkens to not just die here.
Yeah, and we can see the Sunkens going up right now. And He's got a couple of Lings and Hydras there. Is this going to be enough? Mutas are going to try and buy some time here, flying out on the map, trying to locate that bio ball. But it looks like Maars instead is going to go to that top left. We did see him scan that there a minute ago. And will that Overlord? Oh, it barely catches one Marine. Yeah.
Did he see it? Yeah.
He
didn't see it? Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Even if he saw it, I'm not sure if he can actually defend it without lurkers. He has no Hydralisk in the top left, so he cannot morph like lurkers on the ramp or so. So he only has the Marines, the Mutalisks and the Lynx here, and I'm not sure if they can handle +1 Marines.
Yeah, he lost one Muta there, one more coming in, so he's still on 7 Mutas. But that's not enough. Let's see about the... Okay, 3 lurkers coming in, one of them got almost picked off here. Okay, now they borrow. Very good borrow here, but very good micro here from Maars. But now it's not that many units left, so we will clean this up. Very important. If you lost the third there, it's really hard as a Zerg player. You really need to have that third coming in, not too late.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. Clutch play from SquaLL being able to clean that up and not lose his third base. It would be an infinitely harder position if he wasn't able to hold on to that base, get that base up and running, because he's going to need that gas. Third gas, especially if he wants to start cacking up into that Defiler play or any hive tech, really. He's going to want to get that gas income going. You can see he's already taking that third gas right away here, because it's super important in this matchup. Meanwhile, we do have another army for Terran just getting balled up outside the base here. Oh, a couple of scans going down, and he does see that the hive has started.
Yeah, one thing that's worries me a little bit for SquaLL though is that he haven't even started a evolution chamber, so he's really behind on the upgrades. You want to start your carapace upgrade so that you can actually hit when you turn into guardians here, because quite soon I think he will put down a second engineering bay and go for the 2-1. Let's see if he does it. There is +1 on the Mutas, but that's not really what's going to decide this. I'm a bit worried about that lack of upgrades for Zerg.
Yeah, this will be a strong position for the Terran in the late game. Right now, he cannot really kill anything. The bases are defended with lurkers, and he needs to wait until he has a nice vessel cloud, and yeah, then prevent more bases from going up. And yeah, then he can take very good fights. But for now, I think he could go for another base himself, maybe, to use that army power and yeah, to use the advantage that he has right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We'll see what he can get done. We do have that bio ball just kind of roaming out here on the middle of the map, seeing if he can catch anything, seeing what's going on. Marine scouting that top left, see if there's lurkers up there.
There's
or how many lurkers Spine said it.
How many lurkers do we have in the natural of oh, there's 3 lurkers.
Yep.
Let's see if you want to try to bust that.
Probably not before Vessel, I would expect, but he does have those first 2 vessels, as I say, that popping out right now. Radiate probably just about done researching. Yeah, there it is, finishing up now as well. So in a few seconds, he is going to have those first couple of irradiates. We'll see if he wants to push out and try and start sniping some of these gas units.
Yeah, we have 1-1 now for Maars, and now I think Maars needs to be out on the map because we have the Defiler mount. Then you oh, look at that great attack from SquaLL actually going in here and sniping a lot of SCVs. That's very good.
And this also forces an irradiate on the Mutalist. Oh, but oh wow, this irradiate is doing a lot of damage. Not very good splits. Even some of the split Mutalists flew into the Marine. So he lost not only 1 or 2, but he lost like 3 or 4 Mutalists even for this one irradiate. So very nice, but now he only has 1 to use on a lurker. So I don't think he can break the natural or the third base here.
I would like for Maars now. Oh, Maars losing a vessel. That's not what you want to do versus 2 stray Scourge. But I think Maars maybe will be able to take a third if he wants to right now.
Yeah, for sure. Would almost expect to see him do that now. He is going to come and push into the natural here. It looks like a little bit. Checking forward with those vessels. There is a Defiler there. Consume is done. Yeah, okay, yeah. He is consuming some of those links, so he's going to be able to get Dark Swarm off and hold that position. But Irradiate does go down, killing that first Defiler. Bunch more lurkers here on the ramp at that third base. Maars is kind of putting some army over there as well. Looks like he wants to maybe try and set up a contain, make it hard for Zerg to eventually push down that ramp and secure a fourth gas.
Okay, we have the second command center coming in. Let's see, do we have 2 engineering bays upgrading, or we have 1 engineering bay only? I thought that he might go into a second engineering bay, but we will have 2-1 coming in long before the upgrade of Zerg anyway, so that will be a power spike that he can use. Okay, now we actually see double chamber for Zerg, so let's see when he will get those carapace upgrades.
Yeah, and of course now we go into this usual situation in a TVZ where the Terran tries to contain the Zerg, tries to use the vessels, as you can see here, on lurkers or defilers as much as possible, and just make sure that the Zerg cannot leave the base or needs to put a lot of effort in leaving his own base with like a lot of dark swarms, a lot of just links and lurkers to actually break out and take another base, because the Zerg soon needs another base.
Yeah, well, here's his attempt right now, pushing out with the lurkers down that ramp. And as was pointed out there just a few seconds ago, we do have the physics lab on that science facility. So Maars is going to be transitioning into a couple of battle cruisers here, see if he can get those out and start harassing. Now, SquaLL is trying to push this Terran army back, but Maars is still doing a good job, not taking any damage, really. Plague tried to go down, maybe hit that 1 vessel, but at the same time, SquaLL is taking that 4th base, and that's really critical here for SquaLL. Once he gets that 4th gas up and running, he can really push the Terran back.
Yeah, and sorry, Maars going up to 4 base as well here, so that's very fast with a double expand there from Maars, actually. And you can see one thing that SquaLL is doing, he's really preparing for a drop or something, because you can see that he's having lurkers and on all the in all the bases, so that he will defend against a drop. But now he really needs to defend that. Now it's 1 lurker.
Oh, and even the Defiler gets irradiated. Yeah, there's no lurker left. Dark Swarm doesn't matter.
Left.
I don't think so. All of them were irradiated, so now you can just run through the Dark Swarm and just kill the hatchery here. Very nice move. Oh, and there are no lurkers on the ramp even. All the lurkers were on the low ground, and now he can even pressure the main base in the top left.
Oh,
yeah, nice move. Oh, yeah, crazy Plague going down, hitting most of the bio, hitting a bunch of those vessels as well. But nice cancel there from Maars, getting up here into the base. Will he be able to take this base out? Oh, he's going for that Nidus snipe. Will he get it before any units get out? He does. There's not very many units here, so no way to really reinforce his position quickly. Maars may be able to get some serious damage done.
There's only 3 vessels left, and that's not what you want to see in this, but huge supply lead here for the Terran, but right now it's a bit hard for him, and I think those mutas will come in and snipe the vessels that are really low here, so he really needs to put the vessel count up again. And here they come to snipe the vessels, but the vessels are already gone. He needs to repair those. The vessel count really needs to grow, and he lost so many vessels. But now we have the BC. Oh, he's just running straight in here.
Oh, and killing this Nidus actually plays a huge role here in this attack as well, because SquaLL cannot use the units that he has in the top left to defend this base now, and it looks like he will lose his natural, and with that, maybe even the game.
Yeah, for sure. It does look like SquaLL is taking a lot of damage. He does have a couple of ultras out here. I don't know how the upgrades are looking on those ultras just yet, but this is deadly. Yeah, only +3 chitin armor there on those ultras, so they're not nearly as strong as they could be. So this could be some game-ending damage here. Maars is sending in a bunch of reinforcements as well coming up here. Now that base does go down. The battle cruiser is still alive, flying into the main base there. How is SquaLL going to defend this? This is looking really good for Maars.
And this is what we talked about before when he got the really fast +1. Now he's at 2-2, so he's really doing a great job against those ultralisks.
Yeah, and even the BC in the main is doing damage, and SquaLL has so many fires to put out here. He can't handle all of the attacks at once. The attack in the natural, he lost his fourth base in the top left. He can't deal with the BCs. He cannot do all at the same time, and the second BC is coming in. So this first one is just going down now, but there's a second one, and then there's another attack in the top left. So Maars so active, so many nice attacks, and it looks like SquaLL can not handle it. And there we have the GG.
Very nice game from both players there. I was going to mention that all those vessels kind of got picked off at the end, but turns out that he didn't really need them. He was able to just finish off the game there without those vessels. And Maars takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, impressive there for Maars actually. And yeah, SquaLL had a hard time there, but I was a bit afraid when he lost so many vessels in that attack, but he really got SquaLL really gassed up there in the end. We saw him floating like 2,400 minerals, but 0 gas. So that's what happens when you fight BCs and everything at the same time.
Yeah, and I have to say, we talked about Mars's results earlier and that he lost to a Zerg in the semifinals. But I mean, I cast those games with Snipe, and I remember every of the 3 games he lost, he took some damage early on, like was Ling run by versus Mutalisk because his turrets were not quite ready, or he lost a group of Marines because he did an attack into Sunkens. So whenever something bad happened, Maars lost the game. But in this game, he took really no damage from the Mutalisk. He had a very solid defense. The Mutalisk flew in once and then flew out immediately, killing maybe one single CV. And here is what can happen if Maars takes no damage in the early game. He is such a macro monster and he can play TVZ so well.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And I saw those games as well. And Kame did a lot of small cheesy stuff in the beginning. Maybe SquaLL needs to do that to take a small advantage. Sometimes I really seen Maars improve over the years, as you can also see here in the season 11, 12, and 13. So I think that if you put him a bit off, it can be hard for him. But now we will see Ascension here, a 3-player map.
Yeah, I'm just looking at those stats there for TVZ. It looks like it's slightly in favor of Zerg here. Not the biggest, sample size, but of course, it could come into play here that maybe Zerg is a little bit advantage here. So maybe something SquaLL can take advantage of to take this and bring this into the game 3.
Yeah. This map is, you have quite nice time with the mutas there, and you can actually harass quite well with the mutas. And there's a lot of small things you can do with like lurker pressure and so on this map, because there's so many high grounds. But the problem as well is if the Terran really gets the lead, it's very hard for the Zerg to get out. I've seen some games where they really up in the face of Zerg, and then Zerg is really clutch back.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we're ready to jump into that next game here now. Yeah, we'll see how the players do, what their plans are here. Let's get it going.
Okay, let's do it. We are in game 2 here of the 3rd place match, and in the 12 o'clock position we see our Zerg spawning. It is SquaLL.
Yeah, and now we see, is that a 12 pool or what is it? Oh no, it's a 12 hatch of course.
Okay, and in the bottom right we have our red Terran, Maars Nas. Alright, so yeah, what we see, oh no, it does look like it was just a 12 hatch here from Zerg.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we do have Maars throwing up that barracks. Probably just going to go for an expansion here. He is sending that SCV in the correct direction, so he will get confirmation that this was a 12 hatch and can throw down an earlier 15 CC here if he wants to.
Oh, and that's the same with the it's a 12-12-12 for SquaLL, so that's like the build hero did a lot in the ASL. So that means he will put down a third hatchery.
And the Overlord can see the command center here just to confirm. I mean, he saw the barracks, he saw the gas for a second there, I think, and yeah, now he just confirmed the command center, so he knows what he's up against. That means he could maybe go for a little Ling attack with like speed, like a speed Ling attack, because there's no wall this time. Remember last game we had the wall here.
Yeah.
This time this is not the case.
Yeah, and do you see how greedy Maars is? He's like, I'm not sure, he made like one Marine or something. Oh, no Marine. This is the first Marine. He's so greedy.
Yeah, well, he can kind of get away with it too, right? Like, he had that SCV scouting the whole time. He saw that the spawning pool wasn't done yet, so he knows there's no threat really to him. He can just, you know, go ahead, make that second barracks even before that first Marine if he wants to. So we can see he's doing that. Now we do see he's taking his gas back at his side, and Zerg's just going to chase around this SCV, see if he can kill it. But Maars did a really good job last game, keeping this SCV alive and getting all the scouting information he could possibly want. So I expect we'll probably see him be able to do something like that again here.
Yeah, to keep your scouting SCV, drone or probe be alive, it's so important in the other game. You can get so much advantage coming away with murder. So that is something to really be good at if you have that micro. We see like players like Dawid never losing their probe, and they gain so much advantage with it. And now we see that Maars is really just floating around here, seeing every timing. He see the lair being moved, he see exactly the spire timing. He can be so economically advantaged with that play.
Yeah, he will surely get his turrets up in time once again and take pretty much no damage from the Mutalist if he doesn't make any big mistake. So this could be another good game for Maars, but yeah, let's see what SquaLL is planning. He surely has something in mind to change the outcome of the second game here.
Yeah, we'll see. I definitely have to agree with you there. Like, even from previous rounds, all the games we saw from Maars, when he didn't take that damage early, like we were talking about earlier, he looked so strong, almost unstoppable in the matchup, right? It was when he took that damage early, when he didn't have maybe perfect scouting information or something, is when he kind of fell apart in those games. So with this information, he's going to probably get his turrets up. I don't think he's going to take too much damage from the Mutas from this. So maybe a little bit worrying for SquaLL here if he can't find a way to punish Maars early on.
And he's moving out already. Very good move out here. Let's see if he really commits or if he just wants to force Sunkens.
I mean, this is the same situation we had in the semifinals on map Aztec. He also did this kind of move out because he thought he has enough time, and then he ran into the Sunkens, lost all the Marines because the Mutalist just hatched, and then he took major damage in his base because he didn't have those Marines. So I hope he's not doing the same mistake, but he's here in time. The Sunken is not ready and the Mutalists are not ready. So it looks like he can do some nice damage here.
Oh, he doesn't even make Mutas. It's pure Lings here.
This could be some game-ending damage right now. The Sunken goes down. Maars is up here, moving in. Like, yeah, he's forcing a drone pull. Even if SquaLL defends this, he's taking so much damage already. Look at all the drones going down, all the Lings going down. Yeah, GG is called. So, wow, Maars just takes it with a well-timed 2-Rax Academy push there early on and takes the series down 2-0 for third place. Congratulations.
Sick.
Wow.
That was sick, though.
Yeah, super nice attack. I mean, this is really a very tight timing. If you're too late, just sometimes 5 seconds, the Zerg can have like 2 Sunkens up and the 6 Mutalists are spawning. But other times, like in this game, you arrive right before the Sunken is finished. And remember, you only need to do 300 damage on the creep colony and then you can finish it up in one shot. So that's what he did here, and the Mutalists were just seconds too late. So very nice timing by Maars.
Yeah, very nice timing. I'm very impressed with that, and he really mixed it up in the last game. But I think that just because he got the SV alive so much, that was what really did it for him, I believe. If he had lost that, it could have been a totally different game. But because of that scouting SV, it really was good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So yeah, I guess we're taking a couple minute break before we hop into that ZVZ final.
Yes.
Delay it a bit, but he didn't do it.
Okay, welcome back to the BSL13 Gosuleague finals. We have just seen the third place match with Maars winning it 2-0 over SquaLL, and now it is time for the grand final of the Gosuleague. Here we have CadenZie going up versus KameZerg in a CVZ. I hope you're excited, guys.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I love CVC.
We saw a lot of nice CVZs from CadenZie on her way here, so see what she can bring out. She brought in a couple unique, cool strategies, right? Like if you saw the semifinals, we saw her do that, try those drops and stuff, Overlord drops with Ling drops.
Yeah, that wasn't the best idea though.
It didn't work out for her too well, but hey, we did see some unique strategies. An amazing game against SquaLL there too. I believe that one was on Ascension, where it was like who was going to win right until the end. So she's got a lot of experience, but that also gives KameZerg a lot of things to look at and see how she might play ZVC and try and play around her strategy or her style.
Yeah, but as I said, we saw in the round of 16, we saw 2 games by KameZerg CVC. He won against Zoom and against Syrinx, and that was Syrinx was the one that CadenZie played in the quarterfinals. So I think they both did some really good CVCs here to come to the finals.
And I remember KameZerg playing pretty much always the same style in CVZ in the previous rounds. Always like 12 pool, like the all-around safe build, just nothing too greedy, nothing too too risky, too aggressive. And I think CadenZie is a little bit different. She likes to mix in something aggressive, so it's a little bit of a clash of styles in the CVZ here.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see how it plays out. It looks like we got some of their ladder stats here and stuff on the screen as well. You can see how they've done quite well in previous seasons. We got Gosuleague, ProLeague for KameZerg even. A couple of Pro Leagues and Gosuleagues as well for CadenZie, making it even into the semifinals in season 13. And I do believe we were just talking about this, that she had won back in season 8 as well. So definitely very 2 strong contenders here.
Yeah, and I think that maybe because I think they watch one another's CVC games beforehand, so maybe they can mix it up. Like KameZerg, if she thinks that he's gonna play like he did before, maybe he can switch it up and go for the 12 hatch or the 9 pool. Let's see if he wants that, or if he will just continue with the middle row with the 12 pool.
Yeah, maybe he actually prepared some special builds for the finals. But I mean, the 12 pool has been working for him in the previous round, so why would you change something if it's working? I totally expect him to do the same, at least in the beginning. Remember, this is the best of 7, so we have plenty of games here. So it makes sense to just check out the other players or opponent in the first 1 or 2 games, and then maybe decide where you want to head strategy-wise in the later games.
Yeah, well, first map will be Revolver, and I think we're about ready to go here. Players are ready. We're going to jump into that first match, so let's get this started.
Okay, in the top left we have, let's see, who is that? Oh, KameZerg in the top left, and in the bottom right we have CadenZie.
Yeah, something to point out here already, though. Sorry to cut you off there, but we have a 4 pool coming out here from KameZerg right away.
Yeah.
So this could be what we were saying about with those mind games, or like if he thinks that CadenZie sees him going 12 pool every game, then she's probably going to start going 12 hatch. So he's going to be like, oh, if she thinks I'm going to 12 pool and she's going to go 12 hatch, I can just catch her off guard with a 4 pool here. We'll see if this works.
And it is cross as well. Oh no, it's a 9 pool. He's dead.
Well, she's not going to fall for it. It's going to be a 9 pool. This is going to be a very tough situation for KameZerg here, but let's see if he can get something done still.
Yeah, this is over. Yeah, you can't really do it. He will hit with his lings when she attacks, and he will not even see that she is on that place. So this is yeah, he can't do anything. And now you see him scouting in a different way here. Let's see if he, yeah, I think he might be wanting to put a sunken there or something, but I think this is totally over.
Let's see. In the end, both players can always do a micro mistake, so maybe there's a small chance. But yeah, as you say, usually there should be nothing of danger for CadenZie here. You see the 6 Zerglings are not even halfway across the map, and the 6 Zerglings for CadenZie are already in the X, so she will be very fine here with enough Zerglings to defend.
Yeah, look at that drone scout too. He just checked in for the 12 hatch, so I think he was really expecting her to go a 12 hatch here. He just dived into the natural, but he's going to see these lings with this drone now, and he's going to realize, oh, I'm in big trouble, and that this game is probably pretty much over. She even picks up that drone he could have used to help fight here. Nice trades going on here. 2 lings versus 2 lings, and she's just going to have more and more lings. Quicker reinforcement. Yeah, and KameZerg knows it. GG is called, so very, very fast game number 1, and CadenZie takes the 1-0 lead.
But I must say, I'm not really sure that still he lost that first game, but for the rest of the series, she knows that he can really pull the trigger, and that can actually be something to be aware of in the rest of the in the series. So yeah, I'm not sure that it must have been a bad idea. Of course, he lost one game, but now she will be on the edge of her seat every game.
Yeah, but I have to say, unfortunate decision for KameZerg to go 4-pool. I mean, the 4-pool itself is a nice attempt because he always did the 12-pool earlier, so it makes sense to mix it in now. But the 4-player map is really unfortunate for him. I mean, it can happen that you spawn cross position and then it has an even lower chance of working. So yeah, bad luck for KameZerg, but CadenZie takes it, and now we head into the second game with a very quick 1-0 for her.
Yeah, that was a fast game, and that's always hard when you see the 9-pool versus 4-pool. It's not really fun to see that. It's really hard to do anything when you see that.
Yeah, but like we said before, if she was expecting that he was going to go 12-pool every game, he's already shown her that he's not. He's ready to mix it up, right? So now she can't just be like, oh, I think he's going to 12-pool every game, so how can I take advantage or play around that? He's definitely come here to play and mix it up, so seems like he's got a plan in mind maybe for how he wants the series to go, right? Like, you don't just say, oh, I'm going to open 4-pool for no reason. You kind of think, I'm going to do this aggressive move early on and see if I can't take advantage of that down the road.
Yeah, I like that actually. And yeah, now we have the stats up again, and I can just tell you guys that Kame is the one that was a bit of my coach for a bit there. So yeah, I learned a lot from him. So I might be a bit partisan here.
Okay, and we see Aztec will be map number 2. It is a 3-player map, so there cannot be a cross position, and I think we are ready to jump in here.
All right. Well, spawning here in the 12 o'clock position in the red, we do have CadenZie.
And in the bottom right, we have KameZerg, and we see that CadenZie is scouting the wrong way, and it looks like KameZerg is scouting the right way, so that would be a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, but we have seen plenty of CVZs go either way. Sometimes the Overlord Scout helps, but sometimes the players choose strategies where it doesn't really matter. So let's see what they choose here. So we've seen Overlord for CadenZie, it looks like. And I think that was also an Overlord for...
Oh, it's no Overlord.
Oh, no Overlord. Okay, never mind. Also, 9-pool for CadenZie and Overlord for KameZerg. Maybe he will go back to his 12 pool after this failed first aggressive build.
Yeah, do you guys think this is a reaction to the 4 pool last game? She's like, oh, I'm just going to go 9 pool all the time now in case he does that, something like that again. Be prepared for it. Or she's just like, I'm most comfortable with 9 pool maybe, and that's what she wants to do. Looks like we got a bit of her view here, playing with that green screen. I forget what they called it, but yeah, very nice view.
Oh, shit. He's really mixing it up here. And now he's going for the 12 hatch. Oh, poor KameZerg.
Yeah, man. The builds here, they match up very unfortunately for KameZerg. 4 pool versus 9 pool. And now he goes 12 fetch versus 9 pool. But in this case, it doesn't always mean that the 12 fetch player is gonna lose. We definitely saw, even in the semifinals, we saw a game where the hatchery was barely not killed off, and then the game continued with the 12 fetch player in advantage. But we also saw a game where the hatch was killed, and that was by CadenZie. So she did the same build here and killed the hatchery in a semi-final game on Heartbreak Ridge, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, I
now
think they were
see-
both by CadenZie actually. It was CadenZie versus SquaLL where she barely didn't kill that hatch.
Okay.
So maybe she does like these aggressive strategies, and we kind of hinted at it at
Yeah.
the beginning too, right?
But the game she lost, she followed up with a drop. So
Yeah, well, we'll
okay,
see here.
let's-
Oh, yeah, he's already putting a sunken in his main. Seeing the Lings come across here, thinking he's probably not going to be holding on to that
Yeah,
hatchery.
he will cancel it.
Is he going to let it finish? Is he going to cancel it?
He gonna cancel it.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Last second cancel there. Drone will survive. No, gets picked off.
He
of
did it
course,
on purpose to gain a
Yeah.
little bit of time.
for sure. But Sunken is up now, so it looks like he will be able to defend. But how many drones is he going to lose? 2 drones have gone down in total so far. Looks like a third. A couple of Lings out now. The drills are nice. I think maybe 3 drones total were lost in that exchange.
Yeah, I think so as well. But there was one drone not mining from the gas in KameZerg's. Okay, now it's mine. Yeah, so I mean, was it enough damage? Was it enough damage to kill 3 drones with a 9 pool? And cancel the hatch, of course. I think yes.
Yeah, I think she's ahead. You also see that she is her lair is done and so on. This looks very good for CadenZie.
Yeah, Spire already started. She's even got a little bit of a contain. We didn't really talk about it, but of course this map is reverse ramp and doesn't necessarily come into play all the time, but here it looks like it's could come into play where she can actually just contain KameZerg into his main base with her Lings on top of the ramp, just making it so hard for him to break out, making her safe, and then she can just start banking up her gas for that Spire and get earlier Mutalisks out and start flying across the map here before KameZerg can get his own Mutas out.
Yeah. But we've seen KameZerg with very good Muta micro, so let's see what he can do. And but right now it looks very good for CadenZie, and now we see him getting out though, and he's getting she's got speed as well, but there are a lot of Lings for Kame, and as you said, there are the reversed ramp, and right now we also see that CadenZie takes 1 gas off the gas here.
The Sunken will finish in time here, but
But there are
she
so
needs
many
some
Lings.
additional links here. Yeah, she has no time to spawn the Mutas, but I think with the links and the Sunken here in a nice position, she will take barely any damage from this attack.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the damage is already done because now she's just mining with 2, and she is morphing the Mutas right now, and that means that Kame will have his Mutas up in time, and I think that is the damage done. And right now he's moving in as well, trying to get
Yes.
damage done.
I think
That
he picked
was-
off maybe 1 drone there.
Yeah, but I think what he done it for was to get to kill some of his own to get the more Mutas in, because sometimes you want to get your supply up, like kill some Lings to get more Mutas.
Okay. Well, we do have a couple Mutas out here now for CadenZie, flying across the map. Ling's running across as well, see if she can get some damage done. Don't know what the drone count looks like on both sides. Looks like,
It's 6
yeah,
drones
pretty similar
versus
here.
5 drones.
Okay, so 1 extra drone there for CadenZie. A little bit of advantage, but KameZerg is catching a few lings here out on the map. Going to be able to pick off a couple of those. Nice free kills for him there.
Yeah, and the supply is slightly an advantage for CadenZie, but overall, this could go into a nice mid game with Muta vs Muta, and we'll see probably Micro decide his this game here.
Yeah, and as ViR was mentioning earlier, he's impressed with KameZerg's Muta Micro Muta control. So maybe that's one way he can find a way to take a game here and even the series up, right? If he's got better Muta control and that Muta engagement, he gets a few good Scourge hits, he can take that fight and snowball that into a victory for himself.
And right now we see 6 Mutas attacking versus 6 and 2 Scourge, but no, he's moving out, and that's so bad. Because then, but she's there, and she lost the first Muta, and he got the first engage hit. Very good for Kame. Now Kame is ahead here.
Oh, another Scourge hit. Oh, but the Mutants were not fighting for a second for KameZerg here. What happened there? But nice moving shot now. 2 Scourges come. CadenZie has to fly away and shoot the Scourges, but the Mutalists of KameZerg are doing so much damage, and wow, GG so quickly. Didn't expect this.
Yeah, that was what I talked about when you see his Muta Micro. It's very on point, and you can see the moving shots. And because he got some Scourge involved as well, she needed to handle the Scourge, and then he just did the moving shot at the same time. So very, very impressive to win that game. And there was some small stuff he made. He made enough links to harass, so she couldn't make Mutas in time. So he was delayed a bit, but because of that Ling attack, he could get up to count and so on. So very good after that start. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to hint at that as well. Just, you got to remember how that game started, right? Like, she got those Lings in. She killed, 3 drones. She got the hatch cancel. Like, she was in a very good spot there early on, but KameZerg was able to fight that back, get back into the game, and take the game for himself and tie this series up. So we're in for a good series, I think, here.
Yeah, very good. So 1-1, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you really enjoy this. I think both of these players can actually be in the Pro League next season. We know one of them will, but I think the other one can actually get in as well.
Yeah, I think we have not talked about this, but of course, all the 4 players you see today here will get at least some additional points for the ladder stage of the BSL13 if it happens. The winner will secure a spot in the Pro League anyways, and the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place will get some additional ladder points to make it a little bit easier for them to qualify for the Pro League in the ladder phase.
Yeah, the 2nd place will get 70 points, and we also know that the 3rd and 4th will get 50, but the winner here also get additional $100 for the win, and they will be seeded into the round of 24. So a lot of things on stake here. And one thing that you said here was that if it's going to be a BSL 14, so we have some days left to get that prize pool up. So if you really want to see the BSL 14, I think we should all be putting some small amount of cash in. We can't maybe give a lot, but everyone can give a little, and we can get that up to speed here.
Yeah, for sure. Like we were saying, if you love the Gosuleague action, you love the Pro League action, you want to support BSL and StarCraft in general, go ahead and do that way. Now we are getting ready here to jump into our 3rd game. It will be on Heartbreak Ridge, 2-player map. We saw CadenZie, have that interesting drop strategy here. We'll see if she tries that again or if she's got something else planned for us. But I think our players are ready. I think we're ready to jump into the game, so let's get it going.
Let's do it.
One thing that's really interesting right now is that beforehand we said that KameZerg does the same strat all the time. Now we know that one thing that we know now is he can do anything. 4 pool, 12 hatch. What's next?
Yeah, let's see. CadenZie, of course, going with the 9 pool. Both games. 9 pool is also a pretty safe build. You can definitely come out ahead in a game where you open 9 pool versus a more economic build like in 12 pool, for example. Of course, you always say more drones is a little bit better, but if you have the earlier speed upgrade, the earlier spire, you can use those things with your micro to your advantage to still come out ahead. So I think 9 pool is always a pretty valid build in ZVZ as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know if it was mentioned, but we do have CadenZie here on the right side of the map in the blue and KameZerg on the left in the red. Now, what builds do the players want to go for is the first thing we want to see here. Looks like we got the Overlord popping out here for KameZerg and some more drones being made. Probably the same thing on CadenZie's side, so it will be the 12 pool this time. Okay, he is going to go back to his 12 pool, and this is the build that we saw he was very comfortable with during the previous rounds or previous stages of Gosuleague, and it looks like mirrored build situation here. CadenZie also throwing down that 12 pool.
Yeah, okay, this is... Okay, she's not making the gas, but we saw that before she's making the gas a bit later. I never understand that really, why she wants to delay the gas for a bit there. But we saw that a lot of game in the semifinals as well.
Yeah, maybe just maximize her income just a little bit more, get a little bit more minerals. But we do see the hatchery being thrown down at the natural here as well for both players. So once the Overlord gets across there and scouts that, both players will be comfortable that they're in a similar situation here, but of course they don't know quite yet what the other player is doing. So they're going to just have to make these lings here to be safe. Oh, okay, never mind. He does scout the hatchery. Both players do scout that hatchery, and we'll see that this is probably a mirror situation for both of them.
We see one difference right away, that KameZerg just have 2 on... okay, now she's also had 2. She had 3 for a long time, but now she doesn't. So let's see. Okay, we have speed for KameZerg. Let's see what we have for CadenZie. Okay, we have a laugh first for CadenZie and speed first for Kame, it looks like. I might be wrong, but it looked like that anyway. Let's see here if there will be speed. Yeah, now speed coming in for CadenZie. But that's just small things that are different here, so...
Yeah, so with KameZerg getting the speed first, of course he has this little timing window of maybe, what was it, like 15 seconds or so, where he will have speed versus CadenZie without speed. So if he can use this to an advantage, he can make sure he gets into a very nice position towards mid game. But of course, CadenZie can prevent this by just staying defensive in a nice position, in a nice concave, and just get enough links on, in a nice position.
Yeah, good point that you bring up there. But we'll see if he even notices or is able to take advantage of that, because it is going to be a small window, like you said. Looks like spire timings here are almost identical as well. So while KameZerg's going to have slightly faster link speed, the spire timings are going to be the same. Mutalisk timing should be about the same. So this is looking like we're going to have such a mirrored situation that we could actually get it to a bit of a longer ZVZ.
But I think that Kame is having 3 on gas for so much longer time. You can see the difference there actually. Let's see if she wants to go with the links.
Do you think that's a mistake or intentional that she forgot to put a drone back on gas?
I don't know, maybe she wants to force out more, but that was for a long time. You can actually see it's 100 gas advantage for Kame, so I'm not sure if she wants to go for a ling bust or something. But it's very hard to do a ling bust when you have the Overlord in your face all the time. So I'm not really sure it's going to work, and the defensive advantage as well.
Yeah, so we have the one Mutalist advantage because of the 100 gas for KameZerg probably, but I mean, by the time he flies across the map, that one Mutalist will be out for CadenZie as well. So this can only matter if CadenZie is on the attack. But first of all, let's check the Ling attack. It feels like both players have around the same number of Zerglings. So yeah, this attack cannot work. You can't beat the same number of Lings if both players have exactly the same. It's you will probably not win it if the defensive player is in a nice concave position.
But sometimes you can actually do it to, if you're lucky, you can force up more Lings instead of making mutas if you attack at the right time. But it wasn't the right time, it was a little bit too late. If he did it like 10 seconds. Oh no!
Oh,
that's huge. Oh,
yeah, anytime you get trade up Scourge for mutas is definitely a win. Because of course a pair of Scourge is a little bit cheaper than Mutalisk, so good good value whenever you can do that.
And he got the second guess already. But the problem for him right now is that he is on 6 mining minerals, and you need to be at 10 to support 2 gases. So he's really low right now, and that's why we see so many Scourge, because you can actually, you need to make Scourge because you can't afford to go mutas all the time. So right now I think he will add a Scourge and some drones to get it up there, but this looks so good for him.
And I mean, he was already ahead by 100 gas, and now he got a nice trade with the Scourges for the Mutalist, so he should be ahead like 2 Mutalists by now. And here we see him going for an attack, and the micro could decide it here. Oh, a lot of Scourges connecting on both sides here. How many Mutalists are left? Oh, wow. 6 versus 3. I think this game is over. Very nice attack by KameZerg.
And we have a sunken also in the natural coming. So, but now he really needs to stay alive against that Lings. Oh, but he's got Lings of his own as well. He's really on top of it.
I think he's going to defend this. CadenZie is going to try and run into the main with those Lings, see if she can't pick off some drones, maybe get some more counter damage done. Looks like she'll maybe be able to get 1 or 2 here, but I don't think it's really going to be enough. The mutas are just terrorizing her base. She's going to just lose all of her economy here. And with that, I think she's just going to lose the game. She is flying in with a couple mutas and Scourge. Can the Scourge get off a couple of good hits? It looks like KameZerg's on top of the micro there. Not going to take too much damage from this. Even his own Scourge hitting some mutas of CadenZie. And with that, I think she's just going to have to GG out this. She's got nothing left.
Yeah, I think she's just staying in the game to think about the next one.
Yeah, there it is. GG has been called. All right, KameZerg, after going down 0-1, has taken the next 2 and taken a 2-1 lead in this series.
I think she really needs to think about what to do next here, because this is not going as she planned. You can see the first 2 games, and the first game was really weird because of the 4 pool, so that was a free win for her. But right now I think she really scratching her head and thinking about every time the mutas comes out in that stage, you can just see that Kame, to be honest, his micro is a bit too good.
I mean, it was a mix of different factors here. We have, of course, also micro for KameZerg, but we also had the additional gas mining in the beginning, and then the Scourges sitting. So out of those 3 things, I would say 2 of them are completely preventable for CadenZie if she just mines a little bit earlier on the gas, or pays more attention to her own Mutalist when they are attacking an Overlord. She can prevent this and maybe be in a better position in the mid game.
Yeah, we'll see. It is a little bit worried for her, because the one game, we got to remember, the one game that she did win was a 4 pool against 9 pool, just a complete build order win for her, where the other 2 games KameZerg has taken down. So it's now kind of on CadenZie to figure out what she wants to do, or how she's going to continue to play the rest of the series to take some actual games here off KameZerg that are more macro oriented, or that go longer than just the first couple of minutes.
Yeah. And before, I just need to have a shout out for PurePat. He just gave away 10 subs. So thanks a lot, Pure Pet, for giving away 10 subs. That's amazing. Thank you.
And even Maars getting one sub by Pure Pet. So not only winning the match here for the third place, but also winning a subscription to one of the best channels in the Brood War community. So very nice day for him.
Yeah. Pure Pet is a nice guy, and he actually supported last BSL with so much money to have it able to just be the BSL13. He and CIVT were the largest givers. Okay, so let's see. We have Ascension here, and that's almost the same map as we just saw. The difference is that there are no ramps in the natural on. Oh, sorry, I mean the game before. Sorry, Heartbreak Ridge, of course, is not looking like this, but Aztec is a bit like this.
Yeah, once again, a 3-player map here, but I do believe our players are ready, so we should jump into the game here and see what they got planned for us.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, there we go. Map is Ascension, and in the 12 o'clock position, we see the player up 2 games. It is KameZerg.
And in the bottom left, we have CadenZie. And I think that she really needs to think about what she's going to do, because right now she's down 1 game, and she does not really want to go for 3-1 against Kame here. So let's see what she is thinking about doing. And
yeah,
if you listen to Scan, he says that the 12 o'clock position on this map can actually give you a big advantage if you handle your drones correctly. You can actually go for 12 hatch at the same speed as an 11 hatch if you really optimize your mining, but that's not really. Let's see. Yeah, we see the optimization actually with the 2 drones there. We can see them turning around very fast, so it's actually going to gain some advantage here.
Yeah, like you said, we'll see what CadenZie wants to do here to try and get back. Going down 3-1 in a best of 7 is never a spot you really want to be in, but we'll see. I mean, KameZerg once again mixing up. We did see him go for that gas first, so he's going to be getting a very quick link speed or very quick lair or both. We'll see what he takes advantage of here.
And what he wants to do when I've seen this before is go straight into lair and then make a second hatchery in his main. That's what I've seen before anyway in this build. And you never stop mining gas here with at least 2, and now you get both speed and lair at the same time.
Yeah, so we'll see a nice speedling attack and a very fast Mutalist follow-up. But of course, CadenZie's Overlord scouted the correct direction, so she can see the lair started already. But will she guess that the link speed is also on the way that early? That's the big question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out. There's no way for her to tell how much gas has already been mined, so she doesn't know that this gas was super early or before even the pool. So she may end up reading this build incorrectly as well, and maybe KameZerg can punish her for it. We'll have to see.
Yeah, let's see what will happen here. But of course, if we go into more of a late game situation, that will be very good for Kame, because of the for CadenZie, I mean, because she's having the extra. Yeah, she's having the extra hatchery already.
Oh, Spire very far on the right side. I'm not sure if he's trying to be outside of the Overlord vision or if there's any other plan for this. I mean, it is outside of the Overlord vision, but I mean, if the lair is finishing, every ZVZ player should know that the Spire is probably on the way. So I'm not sure, it's very far outside, so it could be picked off by Lynx later on.
Yeah, or something else. We'll see. Looks like KameZerg seems to be trying to dive in here a little bit against the Lynx of CadenZie, but she has more than enough to hold them back. Her own Spire now on the way as well. Of course, that Spire for KameZerg is a lot further along, and now she does have confirmation of that Spire. You can see, click on see the timing there and see that it is going to be finishing up here before hers.
Don't really understand why she's not putting some spores out, or maybe she just wants to force Lynx. Let's see, will he try to hold with just a few Lynx here? I think that she can just break this. This is so much.
The 3 Mutalisks are on the way, and he has some Zerglings to buy some time at this choke point here, as you can see. So even if CadenZie will win this fight eventually, KameZerg is buying the time, and now 3 Mutalisks will hatch any second.
Yeah, but he will lose everything. Look.
Yeah, this is a lot of legs still in the main base. We'll see how many drones. The drills are good. The meters are adding damage. But how will this be enough? Look at all the drones going down. Every single drone goes down. Yeah, GG is called from KameZerg. All right. CadenZie takes a fairly quick game number 4 there and ties the series up 2-2. So basically, we've got a best of 3 here left.
Yeah, and when you do that strat, you want to play against the 9 pool. That's what you're really hoping for. Because if you play against the 9 pool, you will have the mute advantage. But and I've seen that so many times. You think that you can hold because you have the choke point, but when you play against the 2 hatch, it's very, very hard to hold there. And if you have a ramp, it's so much easier. But if you look at this map, the choke is not as small as on some ramps, so it's very hard to hold against a 2 hatch Massling there.
And it's amazing how much timing can matter in a ZVZ. I mean, it's more than any other matchup. When this attack, with this Massling attack, it's just like 4 or 5 seconds later, the Mutalisks are out already. They are camping over the choke point where the Lynx buy time, and they will contribute to holding this attack without any losses, probably. But it was just the perfect timing of CadenZie. She got in there right before the Mutalisks hatched, and then the Mutalisks are just too slow to pick off the Zerglings until all the drones are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just confirm that when you play CVC, you need to be like, yeah, you can never relax, not for a second there, because if you doesn't micro your Lynx properly, or if you do something where you're out of focus, you can just lose the game instantly, because when you are behind, it's so hard to get back into it as well.
Okay, by the way, once we see that the stats here on the screen again, okay, they disappeared already, but you could see that, no problem, KameZerg had a ladder MMR of only 2019. 2019, I think, was at the very lower end of the MMR needed to qualify for Gosuleague. So for all the players out there, if you are around that level, I mean, it's like low A rank, maybe even B rank if you're unlucky. And KameZerg looks like he barely made it into the Gosuleague, and here he is in the final playing an awesome match, and that means the ladder MR doesn't really play a big role. But now let's find out how this next game will play out on Good Night.
All right. Well, spawning here in the bottom right, we have our blue Zerg, CadenZie.
Yeah, and in the bottom left, we have our red Zerg, KameZerg. And I can just say that I think Kame has had a bit of a break before this, so he was just getting into the BSL in the last chance, like playing a lot in the end, because I don't really think he wanted to be in it for this at the start, but yeah, he got into it anyway. So yeah, a bit of a break beforehand, and now we actually see him being back into it, and I think both of these players are usually around the high ranked A or low ranked S players.
Yes, we definitely have like the whole A rank in the Gosuleague. Okay, so let's see what the players are doing here. We have the pool going up for CadenZie. I think that was a 9 pool, if I'm reading this correctly, and followed by a gas, of course. On the other side, for KameZerg, we see that the Overlord is out and no pool, so he is investing into more drones. And will the pool go up? Yes, so this is his bread and butter build, the 12 pool. So this should be a very nice build matchup for KameZerg.
Yeah, we do see he's going back to that 12 pool he seems most comfortable with, getting down his gas here slightly later as well. But of course, he's going to have that drone advantage here early on. And he's also got his Overlord going in the correct direction. I wanted to point out where CadenZie's is going to the north. So he's going to have that earlier scouting, information there. He's going to be able to see, okay, this is what CadenZie's doing. I should be safe. I know exactly what I'm up against. Whereas CadenZie's still going to be in the dark for a little bit.
And the rush distance is actually quite far on this map, so I think he should be able to hold here. I think because of how he started the first 2 games, now when he goes for the 12 pool, it's so much better for him because CadenZie can't know that he's doing it every time. So okay, let's see here how much damage he can do with this, or will he just be a perfect hold?
We see the vision here of CadenZie. She sees the hatchery, she can target it, but there will be links out soon, and there they are with 3 drones, so there should be no way for CadenZie to break this, at least not until speed is done.
Yeah, and she will be able to get that quicker speed, of course, because she had that earlier gas mining. But oh, nice little pick off there. She does pick off one of those drones and continue to rally in Lings, so this is going to force KameZerg just to keep making Lings and try and zone her out, take a good fight if he can. Do have a bit of an engage here. Looks like it's actually going really good for CadenZie here. Wow.
Yeah, speed finishes, and the drones are all dead. 3 drones dead. The reinforcing Zerglings are also dying immediately, and I think this will snowball into a very quick CadenZie victory.
Crazy.
Wow, yeah.
It's so fast, this matchup. Sometimes just a small micro mistakes and it's all over.
Wow, yeah. Another very quick ZVZ, but now CadenZie takes that lead, 3-2. This series has been so back and forth, right? It's just everyone it's seesaw, teeter-tottering, man, every time. So will KameZerg keep it and be able to win the next one, force that game 7, or if CadenZie wins the next one, she'll be the Gosuleague champion.
Yeah. Oh, that's so... 2 fast games winning for her, and now everything's just turned. It looks so good for KameZerg losing the first game. Of course, that was a 4-pull, and then winning when the muter came out. So he wants to be able to have a later game, because we can see when the muter is out, he's really on point. But before that, CadenZie can do a lot of great things. So maybe she wants to go for the 9 pool again and just force the Ling fights. We really saw that the Lings there, she had superior control.
And maybe a little bit of a mistake by KameZerg by having the drones in front of the Zerglings initially. So this one drone that got picked off in the beginning was really far away from his own Zerglings. So CadenZie picked it off without really taking any damage on her own Zerglings. And then when speed finishes, this fight can easily end very fast, and we saw it here.
Yeah. And as you can see that CadenZie didn't play as many games as we saw from Kame here to get into this, but she had higher stats though.
I wonder what build KameZerg's going to go for this game, right? Like we said, you know, the 12 pool seems to be his bread and butter, but he just went 12 pool and lost a very quick game, despite having lings out and drones out to defend. Does he try a quicker pool maybe, so he doesn't lose this way again? I don't think we can see him going for a 12 hatch in case she goes for something like 9 pool, but I think our players are ready. I think we're ready to jump into the next game, game number 6, and it will be on the map Wavelet, so let's get it going.
The only game we have, the only style we haven't seen from Kame is the 9 pool. So we have seen a lot of different styles, but let's introduce our players first. We have CadenZie in the blue top right.
Alright, and in the bottom right, we have our red Zerg, KameZerg. Looks like both players sending the overlords in that correct direction, so they will be able to find each other first here this time around.
So what we saw from Kame was 4 pool, 12 hatch, 12 pool, gas first, and 12 pool. So they are really hard to predict what he's going to do next.
Okay, so there is the Overlord, if I saw that correctly. So that means we will not have an early link build for CadenZie this time. So this, I think, is a higher chance of the game going a little bit longer. KameZerg, on the other hand, is also going for an Overlord. Yes, both players going for a more economic build, and that means the chance is higher that we will see Mutalist game, and in those games KameZerg was able to get ahead very quickly in all the Mutalist games.
Okay, both of them going for the 12 pool.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think about is if you look at, I think it was last season or maybe the season before in ProLeague, we saw ViR.ReV playing a lot of CVCs. He got into these crazy CVC styles, and he made a lot of different styles like 10 hatch and stuff like that. I'm a little bit disappointed that we don't really see those players mixing it up with 3 hatch lings all in and like 9 hatch and stuff like that, because it can be very fun. We saw that ViR.ReV made a lot of styles when he did like Hydra play and stuff like that.
Well, they still got a little chance here, you know, game or maybe another game after this too. But yeah, I did notice the gas was slightly quicker there for KameZerg. Nothing that's going to be necessarily game changing, but he is going to be able to get his speed out a little bit quicker there, as he started that already. And I'm not sure CadenZie went for speed first or lair first. Looks like she did go for that lair, so this is very similar to that other 12 pool versus 12 pool game that we saw. I forget which map that was, where KameZerg did get his gas a little bit quicker. He did go for the link speed first, where CadenZie went for the lair first.
Yeah, that was on Heartbreak Ridge, but as you can see here, this is greedy as hell from CadenZie. She made two additional drones actually. So not even just one, it's 2 additional drones. And that's why she is a bit behind, and when speed hits, maybe she will be in a bit of trouble, but he can't lose links beforehand. He needs to have the speed before he can make a lot of damage, but we see him in a bit of a lead. Oh, she's actually being forced to put down a sunken here.
Yeah, we saw that in the semifinals as well. She likes to defend with Sunkens and have just a very tight choke between the Sunken and the ramp here. And she is taking this fight. She will probably lose the drone. Oh no, the drone survives. KameZerg not targeting it to the end. And now the Sunken will be up. And this should bring CadenZie to a nice advantage with that additional drone count.
I don't... Yeah, but she forced one Sunken. If that drone would have died, I think that would have been great for Kame. Now she's up like 1 drone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's making more lings here.
Yeah, it looked like that fight was going to go in favor of KameZerg there for a bit, but then he just lost a few too many lings at the end there, and CadenZie was able to hold it off and save her drone. Where are the players going from here? Looks like the Spire is almost half done there for CadenZie, whereas it's just being thrown down here now for KameZerg, so she is going to be able to get those mutas out a little bit quicker, but not fast enough that they'll be able to get across the map and, you know, start killing drones before KameZerg has his own mutas out on the map.
Okay, let's see here. I don't think that this will work for CadenZie. I don't know why she's trying it. This will be a mistake. Oh, very good though. They start to the engage, but right now, and we saw a great moving shot there by Kame. And maybe Kame needs to engage here to delay a bit because her mutas will be out faster. So let's see if she tries that. He tries that, sorry.
Yeah, the Mutalisks are almost out for CadenZie here. They are certainly in the X right now, and the Spire is not finished. Maybe if she flies down right away, she can pick off the drones in the natural before the Mutalisks are out for KameZerg. But here is the attack you talked about. But the Mutalisks are already in production, so this is
that was Scourge.
Oh, Scourge. Okay, one Mutalisk to defend, but that's a lot of Zerglings. Let's see.
Oh, this is hard for Kame, and those Scourge, they can only pick up like overlords because there are no mutas to pick up. And look, now we have lings in the main, and this is horrible for her, and it's delaying everything. So Kame will be able to have some mutas of his own when the attacks hit. And look, he hit 2 lings, and now picking up even more drones. One more will fall, and now we have CadenZie on a bit of a harsh play here. Let's see if she can micro this well. Okay, the first hit and the second hit. Oh, almost all the Scourge hit here, but they are so stupid, the Scourge. Oh, look at that. I think she's dead here.
Yeah, all the mutas getting traded out with those Scourge. Nice trades there for KameZerg. Now he's got his even more Scourge flying across the map here. Oh, they could just camp on top of the eggs and hit some of these mutas as they're popping out. Looks like that's exactly the play here. Oh, but he misses it. The muta does get out. A couple of lings now coming in here for CadenZie. Looks like she's going to target this creep colony before running into the main. Will pick off at least one drone there. A couple of mutas to defend that. Scourge flying after mutas. There's just action going on kind of everywhere here at the moment.
Okay, he lost 2 drones there, I believe. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2. CadenZie has the extra gas up, and so does Kame. Oh, and let's see now. CadenZie now with the Scourge, and let's see the micro of Kame here. Can he micro? Oh, they are so close. He wants to have a little bit of range between the mutas and the Scourge here. Oh, and now that is the amazing thing. If you just have some muta, you can it's very hard then to control against the Scourge because
look at this. Couple more lings sneaking into the main here of CadenZie. Do pick off one drone. Looks like she manages to save the other ones, but nice little extra damage there from KameZerg. Continuing to produce his own mutas now back at home. I'm not sure where we're at in this game. Do the players have they gone for any air upgrades at all? We got Scourge flying across. Just getting some scouting done. See if he can't catch a muta. Gonna maybe camp over those eggs to try and catch a muta as it pops out.
The big problem for Kame right now is that he is so low in drone count, and I think there's only 2 mutas for Kame here.
He's gonna need great Scourge hits.
Yeah.
That one Scourge, another Scourge connecting. So in this game we have seen pretty much all the Scourges connecting, and that was a little bit too much for KameZerg. He GG's out, and with that, KameZerg has won the BSL13 Gosuleague.
CadenZie.
Yes.
Oh, there's a KameZerg, sorry.
Yeah, no, well done. CadenZie does manage to take down the Gosuleague 4-2 in some quick ZVZs, some that were maybe slightly longer, but overall fairly quick, aggressive series. Well played by both players, though. Very well deserving, and once again, congrats to CadenZie for taking Gosuleague down this season.
Yeah, big shout out to CadenZie. She's done it. So Summers has done it. She will be playing in the Pro League next season, and let's hope that Kame will enter as well, and he will do a great job there. So I think both of these players have really shown that they can be on that level.
And of course, also $100 go to CadenZie here. So very nice win. And yeah, I hope we see some nice games from her in the Pro League as well. I know she was in the Pro League. We can see the stats here on the screen. She was in Pro League already in season 9 and 10, so she has some experience there. Of course, KameZerg was in Pro League as well in season 12, and he can definitely qualify again. He gets 70 extra points for the BSL 14 ladder here. But that is only if the BSL 14 will actually happen. So to contribute to that and make it happen maybe a little bit faster, you can see a little a little countdown, a money countdown on the bottom. We need 5k to make BSL 14 happen. So if you have some spare money left over, please contribute to the cause and make BSL 14 happen.
It's actually $2,232 left here, so we should all participate and donate some. I think it's really important. This is the biggest tour for the foreigners, and yeah, we're a small community, so we all need to help one another here.
Yeah, definitely. If you enjoy these casts, enjoy the Gosuleague, enjoy the Pro League, continue to support PSL as much as you can. And speaking about the Pro League, I should also mention that Pro League action still to come. We'll be having the semifinals and the grand finals will be casted this upcoming weekend, I believe. Semifinals on Saturday, grand finals on Sunday on this channel. So give it a follow, a subscribe, whatever. Make sure you're here. You will not want to miss that action, as it's going to be the best of the best of foreigner StarCraft.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to see. We're going to see Cheeky versus Mihu, and then we're going to see Dawid versus Gypsy. And I must say, I've seen Gypsy play before, but this season something happened with him. If he would be an athlete, I thought he would take some drugs, but we know that drugs don't really help in StarCraft, but he's been amazingly good, actually. That improvement is like the biggest improvement I've ever seen in a player from one season to another. Amazing player from Gypsy. He looks like a total different level here, but he will go up against the greatest foreigner Protoss right now, Dawid. So amazing series, that one. I'm really looking forward to it. What do you think about that, MasterReY?
Yeah, they will be awesome games, and also the fact that we have, I think, the first Chinese player in the BSL. This season we had some Chinese playing in the BSL, and we see Mihu reaching the semi-finals here. He definitely has a good shot at going into the finals, so you definitely don't want to miss it. There will be some awesome games.
Yeah. Mihu actually destroyed the other Chinese player. I can't really say his name. Gao Ji or something. Gao Ji. So Mihu played him in the quarterfinals and destroyed him 3-0 actually. So that's why we only have one Chinese left. But I can just say that before that, Gypsy played Mihu and he won 2-0 against him.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too.
Yeah, sorry.
No. By all means, that's good. I was just gonna mention it if you didn't, but yeah, nice to see. Going to be very exciting finals, semifinals and finals. Whichever two players move on to the finals, of course. You won't want to miss that. Just continue to support BSL. Such a great tournament, such a great league for foreigner StarCraft, and we have some awesome matches coming for you this weekend.
Yeah, we really want to see the BSL14 happen. I really hope that we can together gain the momentum and the money. And for me, like, the biggest hero of StarCraft Foreigner is Zero. All the time and money that he spends on doing this for us. He's an amazing person and play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have anything else to cover here at the moment, but yeah, of course, big shout out to Zero and all of the BSL admins and staff members, anyone who helps make Foreigner StarCraft a success here.
Yeah, big shout out to everyone and thanks today. Thank you, MasterReY, for casting this, and thank you, Snipe, for also casting, and a big thanks to Zero for observing everything and getting all the graphics done. I can see that you have a bit of a problem with my lighting here. Sometimes I disappear, or sometimes you have a bit of a green square around me, so maybe I need to buy some more additional lighting. Yeah, I can see that you have a bit of a struggle there, so big shout out to you for trying to do the best of that situation, Zero. Yeah.
Yeah, from my side as well. Thanks to everyone involved, BSL staff, Zero, and of course you, Snipe and ViR, and also the viewers in Twitch, in the chat here. Thank you, everyone. Everyone is making BSL what it is, and it's the greatest tournament outside of Korea, so thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, see you.
Yeah, bye-bye.